This video is mostly going to be directed at Logitech. Not because I hate them, but because like what the hell have they been doing for the last 2 years? Here are some gaming mice that should exist but don't. Number 1, G Pro X Superlight Mini and XL. Come on, the G Pro X Superlight is the most popular gaming mouse right now. I don't know if it's of all time, but the G Pro series is one of the greatest and, let's be honest, the undisputed GOAT when it comes to wireless gaming mice. People love it. It's won more tournaments than I have reasons to live. Okay, that's not a good comparison because I don't have many reasons to live left, but you get the point. The G Pro X Superlight is a legend. It is a certified brilliant product, and there's a reason why Logitech hasn't even bothered to really update it over the last couple of years. You don't really need to. We're so far ahead of the time that it's still leading the pack. But just because it's a good mouse for a lot of people doesn't mean that the people with smaller hands or bigger hands that can't quite get comfortable with the G Pro X don't feel a little left out. And it's not like Logitech doesn't have the money, the scale, the resources to make this level of variety of products. I mean, they can just reuse the chipset, the switches, the design from the G Pro X Superlight and just put it in the smaller shell, a la Viper Mini, although the Viper Mini Wireless is not really a great example. But you get the point. Why isn't there a smaller shape or a smaller or larger version for one of the greatest shapes of all times? I think for smaller or larger hands, having those varieties will be very nice to have. Comfort, performance, and making Logitech a bunch of money. The next thing is a G303 Wireless. You might be like, hey, doesn't that already exist? Yeah. It's wrong. Look, the G303 Wireless that exists currently is the G303 Shroud Edition, which was only brought back because of Shroud. It was designed for Shroud in collaboration with Shroud, a custom design suited perfectly to his hands and people with hands like his. The G303 Shroud Edition is a good mouse. You can watch my review on it. But I'm not Shroud. And not everybody is Shroud. Not everybody's gonna have the same hand sizes, the same grips, and the same preferences. And the cult classic that is the G303 shape, the original one, hasn't been given a wireless version yet. How hard is that, Logitech? Like, how hard is it to do? You could call it the G303 Wireless Mini for all I care. Just bring back the original G303, put your brilliant wireless technology from the G Pro X or whatever into it, and then sell it, and then make bucket loads of money from the original G303 fan base that still to this day has not gotten a proper successor to the OG G303 shape. In continuing with the Logitech complaints, Logitech, I love you. I just want you to make more stuff, please. The G502 should have a lightweight version. I mean, look, that might be a controversial take. Now, of course, a large part of people who buy G502s buy it for the weight, but there's also a bunch of people who buy it for the shape. And having a lightweight version, possibly with removable weights like the old G502 rather than the G502X, could be a great way so that people can, you know, you can start to push the G502 people into a more lightweight mouse category as they can slowly reduce the weight of their mice by adjusting the weight on the bottom, like on the original G502. As I think a lot of people would like a G703 Superlight. I've gotten so many comments saying, oh my god, I wish Logitech would make a G703. And it's actually kind of confusing to me why Logitech wouldn't make a G703 Superlight. Clearly, the G703 is one of the more popular shapes that Logitech has ever made. In fact, they still make it to this day. So why don't they just make a Superlight version that uses the same parts as the G Pro X Superlight? I'm sure they have enough of those hero sensors and chipsets and designers lining around that they can update the G703 to have a Superlight version with USB-C and all the features that you want. And last but not least, for Logitech, because I think I've ragged on about them enough, it's having a high-end G304. Now, this one's more of my own personal desires because I would really love to see a G304 with ballin' specs. But I think there might be a pretty good audience for a G304 that is high-end because there is a lot of people using the G102, the G100S, the G100, and the G304 because these are some of the best budget option gaming mice to basically exist still to this day. So having a high-end version of this shape would mean a one-to-one upgrade in terms of performance and specs and feel without them having to get used to a new shape, which is actually going to be a great way for Logitech to make money and for these people to get a nice upgrade path for the same mouse shape. Because currently the most fancy version of this G102 style shape is the G Pro, which is really old, hasn't been updated, and not really a great idea since it's wired anyway. Okay, but enough about Logitech. Here are a few just suggestions for gaming mice that should exist for other brands but don't. One is Razer to make a deathadder classic. Look, the deathadder V3 and V3 Pro are brilliant shapes. I really like those shapes. but I truly believe that they should bring the classic shape back. The deathadder shape was legendary and iconic. I explained it in my V3 Pro review. I kind of missed the classic shape. I was one of those people that really loved the OG deathadder shape. It was very ergonomic and comfortable for me. Not for everyone, obviously, but I really love those flat arches, those deep mouse grooves, the flat kind of semi-ergonomic shape. It was really good for me. And I would really like to see Razer's brilliant internal hardwares put inside a classic deathadder shape to make a V3 Pro Classic or something. Next up, a gaming mouse that should exist but doesn't is the XM2W. Yeah, Endgame Gear, how many months has it been and why hasn't the XM2W arrived yet? I know the XM2WE is out, it's good, it's a really great option for value, but I want something that is super high-end, super baller, basically absolutely completely perfect, and you've had enough years to develop it, so why haven't you? Either way though, the XM1 shape is like one of the best shapes of all time, so I just wish they would just release a XM2W that's really fancy and posh. And an XM2W Mini will they add it. Also, I would wish that Zowie would release some actually good wireless mice. That makes sense. We know that's never going to happen. Just like me hitting 100,000 subscribers will never happen unless you like and subscribe if you did enjoy this video. I don't really have much to do as a student here in London because the curriculum is too damn easy. So if you want to give me more motivation to continue existing here, like and subscribe so I can continue making videos and have a purpose to fight on.